When we look at compounding other than annually, we need to make some adjustments in our calculations. Let's look at our previous example of 7 years, starting at time period 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. We have a 10% annual interest rate, and we're going to deposit $100. Well, if we get annual interest, we know that the answer from our previous example was $194.87 is the amount we will receive at the end of 7 years compounded annually. But what if we cut the time period in half and compound every 6 months? Well, that changes our math just a little bit. So we know our future value equals our present value times 1 plus our interest rate raised to the number of time periods that we have. In this case, we're going to have more time periods or more payments than just annual, so we need to make an adjustment. The formula then looks like future value equals present value times 1 plus the interest rate divided by n, and n equals the number of payments per period. In this case, n equals 2 because we're compounding it every 6 months. So that is raised to the number of time periods, number of years, 7, multiplied by n. So the number of payments, the exponential term here, in this case is not 7 years, but since there's 2 payments per period, it's actually 14 years. So an example, I think, would probably make this easier to understand. Let's use our example here. Future value equals the $100 present value that we deposited here, multiplied by 1 times plus 1.10, which is our interest rate, divided by 2, which is the number of time periods. So if it's 10% interest annually, it's 5% interest semi-annually. And that's raised to the time periods, which is 7 years, multiplied by how many periods there are per year. So that's 14. So if we do this calculation, we find that the answer is $197.99. That is the amount that we would receive at the end of the 7th year if our 10% annual rate was compounded semi-annually or every 6 months. So you can see that the difference between $197.99 and $194.87 means that the more often we compound, the more interest we accrues and the more return we get. So we like compounding more often. So compounded daily is a very good thing that banks are paying us.